Welcome to our coverage of Lincoln Raider football on River City's Community Access Media. It's a pleasure to be with you for the final time in the 2014 prep football season. The Raiders come into this Raiders for a Cure night, otherwise known as Pink Night, with a record of 2-6. They take on the Fond du Lac Cardinals, who still have a chance at a share of the Valley South crown. And we'll give you more information about the special night that it is here at Southwood County 2000 and all the festivities regarding the football game as we continue on. Welcome to the field and Raider football. The Raiders will be kicking it away. They're wearing the white jerseys with the white pants and white helmets and white lettering. The Cardinal in white, all white, with some navy blue lettering and insignia on their helmet. And a fair catch is called for at the 38-yard line. Fielding that punt for the Cardinal was Jacob Stadler. So the Cardinal singular, let me be clear about that, the Cardinal singular come into the football game tonight 5-1 in the conference. That puts them one game behind Oshkosh North, unbeaten Oshkosh North, so that if North would lose this weekend and the Cardinal would win here tonight, they would have a chance to share the South Conference crown, and the Raiders trying to squell any hopes of that whatsoever with their third home win of the year. First and 10 for the Cardinal from their own 38-yard line. And a pass play right out of the chute. It's a completed pass for a first down across midfield and into Raider territory at the 45-yard line. For the Cardinal, it was Brian Luton who made the catch from quarterback Jack Nahedlow. Nahedlow is a 6-foot, 195-pound senior. And Luton made the catch for a nice pickup on the play. It's an inside handoff this time, and breaking free into the secondary, getting another first down inside of the 35-yard line comes Justin Moratic. Moratic is a junior, and I would suspect that we would see quite a bit of him tonight. So the Cardinal out strong, first downs on their first two plays of the football game. Only one receiver, and again it's inside handoff. Moratic carrying inside of the 30 to about the 27-yard line. It is two special things here tonight at the Raider football game. First, it is senior night, and all of the seniors on the dance team, on the cheer squad, on the football team, including the managers, were recognized before the football game. The other thing it is it's Pink Night, which is the Raiders for a Cure for the fourth year in a row, the fourth annual Raiders for a Cure. Moratic inside of the 25 down to the 22. And that will be enough for the first down. And the Cardinal are executing this drive on their opening possession with radical efficiency. 4 plays, 3 first downs. They use the double tight end set. They have that wing back that is right behind the right guard. There's a fumbled snap, and the Cardinal offense is pointing at the Raider defense and likewise, and it will be a Cardinal infraction that'll cost them 5 yards. And let's see if the penalty will slow up the drive.
Push the ball back 5 yards.
Mark it at the 33-yard line where it will be first down and 15 to go for the Cardinal of Fond du Lac. That's Luton to the far side. Inside handoff, Moratic. Room to run, barreling inside of the 10-yard line where it will be first and goal. Justin Moratic. He plays both the running back position and the defensive secondary, and he is chewing up the yardage in big chunks, and all of it between the tackles. You look at Jack Nahedlow, the quarterback there, in that shotgun formation. Moratic bouncing off of would-be tacklers, gets only 2 yards to the 6-yard line.
Jake Kim made that tackle for the Red Raiders.
And that is going to bring up a 2nd down and goal. Now, for the first time tonight, they'll spread the field with the receivers right and left. But it's still Moratic up the middle. And he is into the end zone for the touchdown. So with 9:25 to go in the first period, it's a 5-yard touchdown run for Moratic. And the Cardinal jump on top 16-0. This extra point will be attempted by Danny Belke. And it is good. So 7-0 Cardinal very, very quickly. That drive was a quick one, 2 minutes, 35 seconds, and the Cardinal jump on top. Oshkosh North, as we mentioned to you, is first, unbeaten in the conference at 6-0. Then comes this Fond du Lac team at 5-1. Hortonville and Neenah, 2 teams that we saw here at Southwood County 2000 earlier in the year and brought you that action on RCCA Media, are both 4-2. Spash is 2-4. Then comes Lincoln and Marshfield in Oshkosh West at 1-5. The Raiders are 2-6 overall, having that non-conference win against Everest, as well as the conference win against Marshfield. So they got to dig in and get themselves in this football game. You'll recall that game against Neenah that we had for you less than a week ago. They fell behind 16-0 in the first half, but rallied to actually take a 29-23 lead in the fourth period before they lost a heartbreaker with a minute and a half to go, 30-29. This is a line drive kick to the far side, taken at the 8-yard line by Logan Betcher. He breaks a tackle at the 15. He has the 30s coming back into the playing field. He's taken down at the 32-yard line. That's a nice return by Logan Betcher, getting that long kick back out across the 30-yard line.
Ball's on the 27-yard line.
We're familiar with the key players on the Raider offense, haven't we? Become accustomed to them over the course of this fall campaign. Jason Wiernick, the quarterback. Logan Wimmy and Logan Betcher, the tailbacks. Thomas Olson, who is the primary receiver. Glinski is also one of the receivers, along with Dylan Schutte, who will alternate at that other spot. But Olson is mainly the target in the passing game. He split to the left of your screen, but it will be a run to the other side with Betcher breaking into the secondary. Midfield and more. Ball is out, but he's down. Down at the Cardinal 47-yard line. A quick burst up the middle that is going to net Logan Betcher and the Raiders some 22 yards and a first down. And look at this. The Raider offensive set on their first possession looks very much like the Cardinal set, coming right out with the big play. You are looking right down the line of scrimmage at the Cardinal 46-yard line. Wiernick on a busted play will step inside and be able to pick up about 4 yards to the 42. I don't know exactly who was supposed to be where on that play, but you could tell after the fake that Wiernick expected something different, and he made the best of it by getting that 4-yard pickup to the 42. Number 51, Tim Ridnor, coming off. You saw that, and he's a senior playing his last game in the red and white of the Raiders. 2nd down and 6. Well, that play was just shoved right back down the Raiders' throat. It was an inside handoff to Logan Betcher, but you see number 25 there getting off the bottom of the pile, Tanner Koenigs. He's a junior defensive lineman. a trim 220 pounds, and he just stuffed that play for a loss of a little more than a yard. So 3rd down, and we're going to call it 7. The Raiders have to get inside of the 37, but not all the way to the 36 for a 1st down. Good contingent here from Fond du Lac. They're making some noise. Wernick in the pocket, and he's in trouble now. Sets his feet, throws, incomplete. It was intended on that pass to Austin Glinski, who was running a crossing pattern underneath, but Wernick had a hard time there ever finding enough time and space to set his feet to make a good throw, and in the end it was off the target, and so the Raiders and Wernick will punt it away. Luton, who we saw at receiver, as well as Quinn Wolfel, are back to field this punt for the Cardinal. Skips in there, but Wernick's able to get off a high kick, and it'll bound at the 20 and take a Cardinal bounce to the 23 or 4 before it is down there by the Raiders. This special night, which has become a tradition with Raider football, the Raider for a Cure Pink Night, last year raised $13,000 for the UW Cancer Center at Riverview Hospital, and I'm sure that they are hoping to exceed that here tonight with all of the special activities associated with the Pink Night. Moratic inside, churns his way to the 30-yard line. He gets 6, and you see number 48, Jake Tim, get off the bottom of the pile. The Raider linebacker making the stop. A number of the Raiders there looking to the sidelines to get the defensive call here. Luton to the far side. Quick hitter, head low, fires it out there to Luton, and he has a 1st down at the 36-yard line. Brian Luton is a big target. He's 6'5", and it looks like he would be their equivalent of Thomas Olsen for the Raiders, the man that they spotlight in the passing game. Hit hard by Stotts, fights through that tackle, and then is taken down short of the 40-yard line.
Number 21, Cody Gurowski on that tackle.
They're going to give him 4 to the 40, and it'll bring up a 2nd down and 6. Do we ever have a quick-moving first quarter? We're midway through the quarter already as the Cardinal here faces the 2nd down play. Moratic into the secondary, across the 45. He has a 1st down at the 47-yard line. And so far, the Raiders have not had an answer to Justin Moratic.
With help from number 48, Jake Tim.
See that 2nd receiver step into your picture there. And he's got it on a little screen pass. Nice open field tackle by Ethan Mercer. Now that pass, you could clearly see it was caught by number 18. We don't have a number 18 on our roster for the Cardinal. So let's look at 33 of the Raiders, Ethan Mercer, who is playing his final game as a Raider tonight, honored as a part of senior night. Made a really nice open field tackle, holding the Cardinal to a gain of 1 yard on that play. So it's 2nd down and long, and we haven't had that very often in this first quarter. Play fake. The head low, rolls right, throws, caught by that same man, and he steps out of bounds with the 1st down at the Raider 38-yard line. And again,
Number 18 on the reception.
We do not have an 18 on our Fond du Lac Cardinal roster, and I'm sorry about that. Now, number 19 is a receiver, but I cannot verify with you that he is that player. So we're just going to have to leave it at that, fans. I'm sorry about that. On first down, play fake to Moratic. Long pass to the post. Luton dives, and he dropped it at the goal line. He had it in his hands. He was stretched out, but it was a beautiful throw over double coverage. And he stretched out, and he just couldn't pull it in. So it's going to be third down here. Second down and long. Second down and 10. Cardinals starting to open up their offense a little bit here on this second possession. And a whistle stops play. And this is likely to be against the offense, and it will be a procedure call against the Cardinal. And that will make it 2nd and 15. And widens the opportunity here, if you will, for the Raiders to get them off of the field. It is 7-0 Fond du Lac with 4 minutes and 44 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Moratic hit hard. Man, he was stuck low by Nathan Fuller, number 45. He hit him hard. There's a good look at Nathan. 3-yard pickup by Moratic, and that will bring up a second down and 12. Moratic has some room. 30, 25. Down with the first down at the 23-yard line. Isaac Bauer made the tackle, but boy, did Justin Moratic have a nice run there. Powerful run, and he was looking to cut back to the outside when he ran into one of his own men, and that actually helped to get that play stopped. So it's 1st and 10 at the Raider 23-yard line for the Cardinal. Here's Moratic heading to the outside and easily into the end zone with his second touchdown of the night. So Moratic with the 5-yard touchdown run and a 23-yard touchdown run. No, we have a penalty flag that's going to bring this one back, so wipe that one off the books. It did not even happen. The score is still 7-0 in favor of Lincoln, and it's a holding penalty. It's a point of the infraction foul, so it takes it back to the 29, and it makes it first down there. First down and about 16 yards to go. And Hedlow throws to the far corner, and it's incomplete. Bauer with the coverage. And he'll bring up 2nd and 15. Raiders looking to capitalize on a penalty call that takes a touchdown off the board to get the Cardinal off the field. 2nd down here. Moratic looking for a seam. He does not find it. He is gang tackled at the 27-yard line. First one there, Dawson Thurber. Number 50 playing on the defensive line. So here's a 3rd down and 13. Big play. 2 receivers to the far side. Moratic behind Hedlow. Hedlow sets up in the pocket. Really nowhere to go with it. Still looking under pressure now. Throwing deep in the middle of the field. Incomplete. As again, Ethan Mercer with a nice defensive play there. His second of the possession. And what will the Cardinal do on 4th and 13? I don't suspect that they would think about a field goal here. The line of scrimmage is the 27-yard line. That would be nearly a 45-yard field goal There's not many high school kickers who have much of a chance from that distance. So on 4th and 13, the Cardinal will go for it. Nadla looks for the quick pass to Moratic, throws the screen in the middle to Luton, to the 20. He's got the 15, and boy, oh boy, where do they mark him out of bounds? I think that he is short of the first down by about a yard, and he is. Oh my, well-designed play. They faked the screen to Moratic going to the far side of the playing field, set up the middle screen to Luton, and they get 14 on a play that they needed 15, or excuse me, they get 12 on a play they needed 13, and that's a big turn of events for that Raider defense to get the ball back. It's still Fond du Lac 7 and Lincoln nothing with 2:43 to go first quarter. So from the 15, Betcher has it, but nowhere to go.
Ball carried by number 30, Logan Betcher. He was brought down by number 54.
Right there on the scene, the Cardinals at the point of attack. They'll mark it at the 15. No gain on first down. Wernick rolling, throws it for Wimmy, overthrown, and it's quickly 3rd and long.
That pass is intended to Logan Wimmy. Makes it a 2nd and 10. I'm sorry, 3rd and 10.
So an interesting play call facing the Raiders coaching staff. You're at your own 15-yard line. You're down 7-0, and you're facing 3rd and 10. Motion across the formation. Wernick looking for Thomas Olson. He makes the catch, but he's short of the first down as he's dragged out of bounds at the 21-yard line by Matt Ryan. And now the Raiders will have to punt it away. And the Cardinal, who have a 7-0 lead, will be looking at a good field position. They're going to bring their 2 men out, Luton and Wolfel, and they will both stand in the Raider end of the field to field this anticipated punt from Wernick. It's a good kick. It's going to take, oh, who'd that hit? Well, Wolfel gets it, and he's going to be taken down at the 47-yard line. I wished I had replay because I thought it hit the Raider defender. It had to be the Raider that it hit. I thought it hit off of a player and not off the ground. I think that was the gasp that I heard from the crowd as well. So what it all means is that the Cardinal have the football at the Raider 46, up 7-0, and the Raider defense has the big challenge ahead of them defending a short field again here. Moratic breaking tackles, comes to the 39-yard line. It was Nathan Fuller and Ethan Mercer combining on the stop for the Raiders.
Nathan Fuller and Ethan Mercer.
Second down and 4. Fake. Now it's a quarterback keeper. Nehedlo's into the secondary. He's going to the far pylon. He is on his way at the 5, and he scores. And no flags on the field this time. (13-0) Fond du Lac. (47 yards). Point after is good. 14-0. And Belkey's point after now has Fond du Lac on top, 14-0. And we have 21 seconds remaining. There's the Raiders special teams, their kick return unit that is preparing to receive this kickoff from Fond du Lac. Good turnout from Fond du Lac tonight. There's must be a couple of hundred fans along the far side, and they have a cheerleading squad with them, and they're making some noise tonight because they still have dreams of sharing the Valley Football Association South Crown with Oshkosh North. Cheer squad tossing some footballs, some miniature footballs into the stands. That's what's got the home side here revved up. So with the 14-0 lead, Fond du Lac to kick it away. And Betcher will take it at the 7. Here he comes to the near side again, looking to make the cut. And he's taken down at the 25-yard line with 14 seconds to play first period. And fans, this game very reminiscent of the Neenah game, which was 16-0 early and 16-0 at halftime. Of course, the difference in that football game that night was that the Raiders were turning it over left and right throughout that first half. They took care of that in the second half and got back in the game. They are not turning it over so far tonight. Right now, they're just having trouble stopping the Fond du Lac Cardinal. So it's a 1st and 10 for the Raiders. Wiernick has it on the keeper. Hit hard and taken down after a 3-yard pickup, and that will end the first quarter. 1 quarter in the books here at the Southwood County 2000 field. It is Fond du Lac 14 and Lincoln 0. And you're watching Raider football on River City's Community Access Media.
Hi, my name is Benita Walasek, and we do a Halloween Aid Fright for Life benefit every year. This year we are doing it for a little girl named Abby Martz. She's a quadriplegic cerebral palsy child. It will take place on October 26th. Now don't forget that date, from 5 till 9 o'clock, and it's at our home, which is 1820 Gaynor Avenue. It's just down from the roundabout. We have Dance with Pam dancing for us every hour on the hour from 6, 7, and 8 o'clock to Michael Jackson's Thriller. We have 17 stations for all the kids to get candy, and we have a haunted corn maze for all the people that like the Fright for Life. So come on down and join us. Last year we raised $10,000, and this year we want to beat that. So come on out and have some great Halloween fun. Bye.
As we return for the second quarter of play, along with our videographer and producer Tom Locks, I am Milt Van Atta. Very pleased to be with you tonight on what is a very pleasant autumn evening. It's been a great day. Temperatures got into the 60s, and it is a very, very nice autumn evening to wrap up the prep football campaign. Wiernick to pass, throws for Olson. Thomas has got it at the 35-yard line. He is driven back about a yard, maybe less than a yard short of the first down. And they call it a first down. They take a look at it. They say Olson's got the first down. And the Raiders get their first down on that second play of the drive. Just underway, second quarter. Fond du Lac with a pair of touchdown runs. Moratic from 5 and a head low from 47. And they're up 14-0. Betcher lost the football. Football's on the ground, and they're battling for it at the 39. The Cardinals celebrate, and the Raider defense leaves the sideline because, in fact, the Cardinal have recovered. Man, that is the loudest visiting crowd that we've had this year here at Southwood County 2000. They travel well with the Cardinal, and they're making a ton of noise over there tonight. And here's a turnover that gives the Cardinal the ball at the Lincoln 38-yard line. Fake to Moratic, the head low on the keeper, down in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. The Raiders did a nice job inside. Once again, we called the name of Dawson Thurber, the junior, 6 foot, 205-pounder, playing on that defensive line. Second and 9 for Fond du Lac. Moratic's got it. Has a seam to the outside. Taken down in the neighborhood of a first down by Colton Kuhn. Let's see where they mark it. They're taking a look at it here. Third down and a yard to go. 3rd and 1. There you see it. Great look at it. 3rd and 1. This is 2 down territory. Clear. Oh, did the Raiders jump? You saw them move. The question is did anyone? No, they did not. No, none of the Cardinal up front moved. That is a Raider penalty, and it will cost them 5 yards in the first down to the 24-yard line, where it will be a 1st and 10. Short gain inside. It was Moratic carrying the football before the Raiders converge at the 22. You watch Luton run out of your screen to his wideout position on the right. Moratic to the neighborhood of the 15. He's short of the first down, but he's got a good gain. Stotts was there. He was one of the Raiders who made the stop, along with Ryan Ott, the other. He's got some pop at the point of impact. Moratic is a 185-pounder, but he carries a wallop into the would-be tacklers. 3rd and short. There he is again, and he's got a first down near the 10. It'll all depend here now where they place it as to whether or not it's a 1st and goal. And the ball is inside of the 10, so it's a 1st and goal for the Cardinal.
This gives Cardinals 1st and goal on the 9-yard line.
Here's the 1st and goal play. Moratic driving to the 5. Good job of gang tackling for the Raiders. Again, it was Thurber on the bottom. He's number 50 there on the right-hand side of your screen. He got help from Stotts and others. But it's a 2nd and goal play. Head low, rolls, throws, caught, touchdown. Mark Dilling touches the ball for the first time tonight. And with 8 minutes and 4 seconds to go in the second quarter, It is 20-0 in favor of Fond du Lac. That was a play action that was bound to work the way Moratic was running with the football. 20-0. Whistle stop play. It was a high snap, but whistle stop play. It's a Fond du Lac penalty, and it'll increase the length of this point after. So Belling now will have to kick what amounts to a 25-yard field goal to get 1 point for the Cardinal, and he does. 8:04 to go, second quarter, 21-0 Fond du Lac. And we're kind of at the point in the football game, fans, where the Raiders need to kind of put a stake in the ground and say they're still in this football game, because it's after that turnover and those 7 points, it's starting to slip away early tonight. And this is a trend that we have experienced throughout the home season of the Raiders falling behind by significant margins early in the football game and having to just expend incredible amounts of energy and effort to get back in the football game. And that's going to be the case again here tonight.
Andy Selbrand, Dakota Hermes, Brian Shea, Eric Gunderson, Eric Gross, John Bartoli, Ben Stump, Joe Bayette, and PJ Severson.
Running up, it's Betcher at the 20, trying to get to the far side. A penalty flag has been thrown between one Raider blocking one Cardinal that was all away from the action. But an official saw something that he's going to give a penalty, I think, here to the Raiders. And it is an illegal block that will move the Raiders back from around the 27 to about the 17-yard line. And they're going to put it down there, you see, at the 18. So the Raiders will start from their own 18 with the 1st and 10, and a long field in front of them.
Raiders in the ball on the 18-yard line, 1st and 10.
Wernick sets up to throw, throwing long for Olsen down the far side. It's picked off at midfield. Matt Ryan was one-on-one with Thomas Olsen, and he made the play on the football and intercepted the pass at midfield. And that is back-to-back turnovers for the Raiders. Ahead low. He's going to throw deep. He wants Luton. Luton adjusts, but a perfect defensive play by Ethan Mercer, who never left his position. He got himself where he needed to be inside of Luton, and he did not allow Luton to come over the top and make the play. And that's just a nice job by Ethan Mercer, who's having a strong first half of this football game, making that open field tackle on the run, defending on a couple of different pass plays. So it's 2nd down and 10. Moratic, look at him go, gets to the outside and near a 1st down at the 40-yard line. It'll all depend on the placement of the football, but the chain gang's already on the move.
First down for
So He has been a huge weapon in this football game. Huge weapon in the football game. It would be interesting to see his yards per carry, because I gotta believe that they are 8 to 10 yards right now. Play fake with the head low. He's got time, sets his feet long in the middle for Luton. Did he come down with it? He did not. 2 Raiders there, and it was 31 Isaac Bauer and 21 Cody Kudrowski that defended that pass play beautifully, because the head low, the play fake was well executed. He had time to look and set his feet, and they did a nice job on defense there. Quick hitch out to the far side. It's a first down and more as Nehedlo throws it over there to Luton. But it's a first down after a pickup all the way down to the 28-yard line. Muratic gets to the 26-yard line. That's a 3-yard pickup. We'll call it 2nd and 7. Nehedlo keeps it. Stotts has got him. He's got help from Michael Moon, 25 there.
3rd and 4 for Cardinals.
And so 3rd down comes for Fond du Lac. It's a 3rd and 4. And again, unless they were to lose significant yardage on this play, we're probably looking at a 4-down situation. We're past the midway point of the 2nd quarter, and there's movement on both lines, and this is going to cost the Cardinal 5 yards, and what was 3rd and 4 will become 3rd and 9. Little screen pass to the near side. Woolful. And he is down to the 16-yard line, and yet another first down. So the 3rd and 9 does not slow the Cardinal down. They've got a 1st and 10 at the Raider 16. Off the near hash, you get a great look at it. Oh, what a nice play. Coming through was Nathan Fuller, and he gets Muratic in the backfield and takes him down for a big loss back to the 19-yard line. That's a 3-yard loss. What a beautiful job there by Nathan Fuller. He's a junior. He's done a nice job at that linebacker position all throughout the course of this 2014 campaign for the Raiders. So 2nd and long. Nehedlo looking to throw. Ooh, through the hands of Stotts, caught near a first down. The catch is made by Alex Ruppel. That's the first time tonight we've called his name, but that ball went right through Stotts' hands, and Ruppel makes the catch, and it is a first down and goal to go for Fond du Lac at the 6-yard line. Driving near the goal line. Moratic takes it to the 1, where it'll be 2nd down and goal. Fond du Lac has already put up 14 points here in this 2nd quarter, and they are threatening to put up their 3rd score and their 2nd consecutive score after a turnover. Moratic is into the end zone, and he has his 2nd touchdown of the night. It's a 1-yard TD run. His other was a 5. And it's 27-0, Fond du Lac. Belkey's point after is good. So it's 28-0 in favor of Fond du Lac. And we knew this Fond du Lac team was good coming in because they were 5-1 in 2nd place in the conference. And they're just too good to turn the football over against and expect to stay in the game with. And that's what's happened now here in the middle part of this 2nd quarter is that Lincoln has turned it over on 2 successive possessions. It's turned into 14 Fond du Lac points, and all of a sudden the Raiders and their faithful here on Raiders for a Cure night look up and see it as 28-0 with 3:24 to go in this 2nd quarter yet. This time Wimmy will bring it back from the 15. He gets to the 30-yard line, and there the Raiders will take over. Both teams have their full complement of timeouts in the half remaining.
Ball's on the 29-yard line.
This is Wimmy through the middle to, no, it's Ryan Potter, 24, I beg your pardon. Ryan Potter, number 24. He's one of the seniors being honored here tonight. He takes it across the 35-yard line. That's a 6.5-yard pickup for the 5'9" and 165-pound senior Ryan Potter. This time it's handed off to Tristan Iverson, number 32. So Potter and Iverson playing the tailback positions to open the series. Now you see Wimmy and Betcher run back onto the field, but Potter and Iverson start the series out. They each get a carry, and it nets the Raiders 11 yards and a first down. 2.5 minutes left, 2nd period. Getting the handoff and getting a first down is Logan Wimmy. Wimmy, number 28, you get a great look at him. He's a senior on this senior night. 5'8", 160-pound senior. So the Raiders successfully running the football between the tackles here. 3 successive plays, moves them from the 29 down to the 49. son, it's Betcher. He does not have a level of success. A late flag flies. Late flag. The Cardinal is pointing toward the Raiders. Let's see what it is here. Penalty call is against Derek Krakowski, the tight end. I heard that, 14. Unsportsmanlike conduct is a 15-yard penalty. So that takes it all the way back to the Lincoln 37-yard line. And what had been a 1st and 10 play that netted a yard or two, well, it ends up costing them with the penalty yardage 13 yards. It's 2nd down and 23. Raiders have to get all the way to the Cardinal 39 for a 1st down. Clock rolls with 1 minute and 40 seconds in the first half. It's Fond du Lac 28 and Lincoln nothing. Wernick throws it to Olson. He's got it at midfield, and he breaks into Cardinal territory at the 47-yard line. Thomas Olson makes the catch. He's another one of the seniors playing their final game for the Raiders tonight. So it goes from 2nd and 23 down to 3rd and 8. And the clock will be under a minute to go in the half when we snap the football here. Wernick, did he lose that football just for a second? Maybe the snap to the quarterback, and between the center and the quarterback wasn't clean, and that kind of led to a busted play. Wernick makes the best of it. He gets a yard or two, but it still is a 4th down and 7, excuse me. So the Raiders will take a timeout here. There's 48 seconds to go, and it's kind of a, well, you go on 4th down and you do not make it. You're going to give the ball to Fond du Lac with 40 seconds, and 3 timeouts, and you're already down 28-0. But yet you are down 28-0, and you desperately need something good to happen to carry some momentum into the locker room at halftime. Tough call here for the Raiders, and they're making that call now. And I'm guessing by the personnel that they're sending out there that they're going to kick it away. Usually when they bring out number 1, Jeremy Stotts, that means that that's the punt formation team, and it is. They're going to punt it away with 48 seconds to go. And now what do we have here? Another timeout, this one for Fond du Lac? Yeah, it is. It's their first. So still 48 seconds to go. Still 28-0 Fond du Lac, and once Fond du Lac became sure that it was going to be a punt, they now are going to talk it over, maybe change personnel, and let's see if there's any change of heart on the Raiders sideline in light of that. We'll know in a moment or two. Well, the way that we have tried to, throughout the course of the evening, highlight some of the seniors. 15 seniors on this 2014 Lincoln team. And now we've got a penalty. Or is it just a sideline warning? Well, they dropped a flag, and there's no moving in the ball, no change in down and distance. I'm not sure what that line judge on the far side was telling us there. Whoa, a booming kick by, would you look at this kick? Hitting at the 5 and going into the end zone. That's a great kick up. 47-yard punt. by Jason Wernick, and it'll drop the Cardinal back to their own 20-yard line with 40 seconds remaining in the half. This has been the standard formation we've seen from the Cardinal all night. They had low throw, short, caught Wolfel. He has got the 32-yard line and has a first down. So the clock will stop with 32 seconds to go.
First down for the Cardinals.
They'll go without the huddle. Hedlow sharing the play. Clock rolls at 30 seconds. The Hedlow long into Luton. He has got it, and he is free for the touchdown. 68 yards. Wow. They got it with 40 seconds to go, and they scored in 21 seconds. 2 plays, 80 yards. $34-0, Fond du Lac.
There's a flag play, sideline violation.
We have a penalty marker against Fond du Lac that is post-play. So it's not going to take the points off the board, I do not believe. Or will it? Will they enforce it from the goal line? Now, I'm confused, folks, as to what. I mean, I know it's a sideline violation. It's a touchdown. The penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. So it's a 68-yard touchdown. And the Hedlow's second touchdown pass, his third touchdown overall of the night. 34-0, Fond du Lac, and Belkey will look to make it 35-0. And it's good. 35-0 Fond du Lac with 19 seconds to go.
Belkey, big score, 19 seconds left in the first half. Cardinals from Fond du Lac High School 35 and Texas Red Raiders 0.
Well, the Raiders made the safe play a moment ago. They punted as opposed to going on a 4th and a long 6 near midfield. And Fond du Lac responds with a 2-play 80-yard drive that covers 21 seconds and gives them a 35-0 lead. What a stunning turn of events really here in the second quarter. 28 second quarter points. Raiders pick it up, and returning that kick is number 26, Preston Witt. There he is, number 26. 13 seconds for the half.
The first down on the 46-yard line.
Each team does have 2 timeouts to go, but you would think that the Raiders would run a play here and regroup at halftime. Wernick rolls, will keep. Midfield. He steps out of bounds at the 48-yard line of Fond du Lac with 7 seconds to go. That's a 6-yard pickup for Jason. Glinski is the motion man. Wernick to throw, feels the heat down the near side for Olsen into double coverage, and that will end the half. Fond du Lac gets 28 in the second quarter, and at halftime on Raiders for a Cure night, it is Fond du Lac 35 and Lincoln nothing. You are watching Raider football on River City's Community Access Media.
And Jeremy Stott.
We're awaiting the Raiders to come on out onto the field to receive this kick to start the second half. Our score is 35-0. If we look to our left, Tom, we'll see that they're making the presentation of the check. We had talked about the desire that the contribution be more this year than last year. And I know there's a big 5 on that check. I'm hoping that it says 15,000 after 13 last year, and maybe if we get, no, it's a $5,000 check, okay? There's that 15. I think it's 5. So that check presented for Pink Night to the Cancer Center, the UW Cancer Center at Riverview Hospital. So yet another successful Raiders for a Cure night, and we are all set to start the second half of play with Fond du Lac and their big lead kicking off to the Raiders. Betcher fielding at the 13. Reversing his field, is able to work his way across the 20 to about the 21 or 22 yard line. And now I would guess that if you are one of those seniors who have played football throughout your middle school and high school years, there's a certain sense of heaviness that might set in throughout the course of the second half. That whole backfield that you see there, Wernick the quarterback, Wimmy and Betcher, the running backs, seniors. The pitch out is to Betcher. He is taken down at the 21-yard line. See what this call is. Preliminary indication is that it is against the Raiders. They're already marking that penalty off, as you can see there. 10-yarder back to the 11-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 20. As we go through this second half, we'll give a tip of the hat to all of the seniors on the roster for tonight that are playing in their final game. Carry is to the 13-yard line.
Robert Winter on the tackle. Helped out by Lucas Ruby.
Short gain. We'll give them 2 to the 13. And that'll make it 2nd down and 18 yards to go. Wernick in the pocket, feeling heavy pressure. Down he goes at the 6-yard line. Wow, that is going to bring up third down and very, very long. 32-yard line is where the first down is, and so it's third down and 26 needed for the first down. 3rd and 26 coming. I count 13 seniors on the game roster for tonight. And again, we'll give them some recognition in the fourth quarter. Bursting through the middle and getting to the 18-yard line for a 12-yard pickup is Logan Wimmy. And now the Raiders will have to kick it away. You know, I really feel for Tony Biolo and his coaching staff, because you've got seniors like Wiernick and Betcher and Wimmy. Do you let them play out their career? You're behind by 35 points. Do you let some sophomores get some game action? It's a tough call for him if the trend of this game continues. Wiernick gets it away under duress. Fair catch by Woelfel is taken at the 47-yard line. And again, here is this Fond du Lac team with a big lead, 35-0, and great field position at the Raider 46. And I believe, as I look, we are now under a running clock. Normally after a kick like that, we would have a stoppage until this first play was run. So we must be under a running clock. I'll keep an eye on the clock to confirm that for you momentarily. Nehedlo on the quarterback draw comes forward to the 42-yard line. He's got 4 yards before Jeremy Stotts from his linebacker position makes the tackle.
The Cardinals, number 6, Joe Cooper.
And we have a new quarterback in there, number 14, and he keeps it and is taken down for a loss on the play. That's Quinn Woelfel. We've seen him play tonight at receiver. We've seen him make a catch there. We've seen him be a kick returner. And now, after that first down draw play by Nehedlo, it's Woelfel, 14, who is playing quarterback for this Cardinal team. Looks like Luton is out of the game as well. So, and they have a new running back in the game, and that running back is number 6. He is Joe Cooper. And so with the 35-0 lead, we have new quarterback, new lead running back, new lead receiver out there for this Cardinal team. And the clock, I mean, it feels like we just started the second half, and in some sense we did, because the Raiders had one possession. We're on the first possession here of the Cardinal. We're almost halfway through this third quarter, fans. Cooper, and he's able to take it for a 2-yard pickup to the 33-yard line.
Tackled by Jeremy Scott.
There we are, rolling under 6 minutes for the third quarter. 5:54 to go. Second down, 8. Woelfel keeps it. Nice job there by number 45, Nathan Fuller. He makes the stop after we're going to give him a 1-yard pickup on that play. And third down and a long 7 for the white-clad Cardinal. Cooper on the draw. He is taken down at the 30-yard line.
Brought down by Cody Grodowski.
So 4th down and 5. And out of field goal range at the 30. The Cardinal will run a play here. Again, we're under a running clock. Third quarter, Cardinal 35, Raiders nothing. Fake to Cooper, Wolfel throws, it's incomplete. And so the Raiders will take over on downs. And now I can confirm for you fans that we have a running clock, because normally when you turn it over on downs, that's the stoppage in the clock. But the clock is rolling with 4.5 minutes to go, third quarter. And it looks like we also have our, well, I still see Wiernick going to the huddle, 4. I still see Olson, 82, but I see who the running backs are. I think Potter's in there, and at 24, and I think Iverson is with him also. Wiernick throws it out to Olson. Thomas to the 35, breaking free at midfield. On his way, pushed out of bounds at the Fond du Lac 40-yard line. Nice to see that combination connect again, senior to senior. And the Raiders get a nice play to move it into the Fond du Lac end of the field. Betcher hit at the 39 and slung back. Now on the Raiders sideline beneath us, Benjamin Olson. He's a sophomore. He wears number 3. There he's right in the center of your screen. He had just been taking some practice snaps, and we might see Benjamin Olson play here later, perhaps in the 4th period. He's now warming up, throwing to one of the receivers, Isaiah Westfall, who's a freshman. We'll keep an eye on that. Option play and an inside handoff. Boy, one of the Fond du Lac players is without a helmet. At the point of attack, Ryan Potter is, 28 Wimmy. Logan Wimmy is pushed back. They give him the 38, and it's 3rd down and 8 for the Raiders. Olson goes to the far side with Glinsky. That's your motion man. Glinsky coming back toward you. Wiernick on the option. Back to Betcher. Bursting to the 35, cutting at the 25, to the outside at the 10 for the pylon. Pushed out of bounds at around the 1. 37-yard carry for Logan Betcher. First and goal at the 1. You're right in behind the Raider offense with Wiernick turning, and I don't know if Wimmy's got, Wimmy at 28's got it at the bottom there. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. We have a minute to go in the 3rd quarter. Fond du Lac 35 and Lincoln nothing. The Raiders trying to get that 0 off the board right here, right now, with 2nd and goal from the 1. This time they give it to Wimmy again. No signal of a touchdown, and it will be 3rd down and goal. Clock is rolling with 30 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Again, our score is Fond du Lac 35 and Lincoln nothing. So you look there at the Raiders. Logan Betcher is 30. Logan Wimmy is 28. And again, they give it to Wimmy. Does he get his touchdown? And the far official says yes. The near official says yes. And with 3 seconds to go in the third period, Logan Wimmy makes it a 35-6 game with a 1-yard touchdown run. In the fan section here to our right, serenades number 28 with chance of Logan Wimmy. Senior gets the touchdown. Good for him. And the extra point is no good as a kicker slips on his approach. 35-6, Fond du Lac. And down below us, Benjamin Olson continues to warm. So we'll see what happens here in the fourth quarter, but maybe some of those seniors will be on the field and be called to the sidelines, get a big round of applause, and be sent off from their prep days that way. Let's just run down that list of seniors who are playing in their final game. Jeremy Stotts, the linebacker. Jason Wiernick, the quarterback. Jared Halber, the defensive back, has been injured and unable to play for some time. Alex Marg, a linebacker. Ryan Potter, we've seen him at the tailback position. Preston Witt, a linebacker. Logan Wimmy and Logan Betcher, the starting tailbacks. Ethan Mercer, the cornerback, who's had a real nice game. Line drive kick fielded at the 30 and up to the 39-yard line. It was Potter who made that tackle right there. Then you've got Tim Ridnour, the offensive lineman. Jacob Wagen, the offensive lineman. Trevor Ashbeck, a defensive lineman. And Thomas Olson, a receiver. I think I got all 13 there, folks. I sure hope that I did. As we end the third quarter and we begin the fourth quarter with Fond du Lac on top, 35-6. Wimmy just got the touchdown for the Raiders, and they're going to take the break between the quarters, and so I'm just going to go over my list again. It's not my intention to miss any of the seniors listed here, so I'm just going to go back through that list, make sure we got everybody that's on the active game roster as a senior tonight. Yep, we got them. So let's see how much they play here in this fourth quarter. Looks like a number of the defensive seniors are still on the field as we start the fourth quarter. Should no longer be a running clock now. Now that the margin is 29 points, should be back in normal game clock situations. Kuber, number 6, takes it ahead to the 44-yard line for 4 yards.
Drinks come from Tweed Garrett, and lots of delicious food from Rocker & Coco's and Subway. I want to thank LHS FB for his support of Lincoln High School Red Raiders sports for many, many years of coming to many games and always supporting Red Raiders in a positive fashion. Thank you, and for being a great fan.
Wolfel, inside handoff, first down run. No, that was one of the blockers that fell across the first down yardage. Kuber took it to the 49-yard line. He is about a half a yard shy of a first down. It'll be third down and less than a yard for Lincoln. And Cardinal using up the full extent of that play clock. We're down to 11 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
Did they do the raffle already?
2 doors down. Breaking free, the quarterback Wolfel down the far side at the 10. He's taken down inside of the 10-yard line. Ethan Mercer got him out of bounds. I beg your pardon, one of the young men involved with the game staff stopped and asked us a question, and we are 2 windows to the south of the public address booth, which is responsible for that. And I took a moment and answered the young man's question, and just as that play started, and then the quarterback, Wolfel, got free down the far side for a big gain, and it's a first and goal. He's carrying it again, but Jeremy Stotts wraps him up and takes him down at the 4-yard line. This season has been a difficult one in the nature of the difficult losses. Opening night to Wausau West, a tough 19-13 loss, excuse me, in a game that I recall featured some special teams errors and just some of those circumstances that you might have in an opening game. Second and goal here for Fond du Lac. Wolfel carries, and he's in for the score. With 9:47 to go, Wolfel from 4 yards out makes it 41-6. There was the heartbreaking loss to Oshkosh West in double overtime. The heartbreaking loss last week to Neenah here, 30-29. And so that's the thin margin, as the extra point by Belke is good to make it 42-6. That's the thin margin that the Raiders operated on this year. You know, they're 2-6 right now. They're going to finish this year 2-7. But those 3 games are the slim margin between what could be a winning season, fighting for a playoff berth, and the 2-7 campaign. Oshkosh North is unbeaten in this conference and will, as the inside track to the Valley South Conference title. Lincoln went into their park, their stadium, played them a tough game. It was 21-8. That was the final. So again, it's that slim margin between being a 2-7 team and being a winning team that we've seen from this Lincoln team throughout the season. 42-6. Fond du Lac. This will move them tonight to 6-1 in the conference. Kick is fielded at the 35. I think this is Witt, and he is back to the 40-yard line, still fighting. I think we're going to find that's number 26, and it is. Preston Witt, senior, playing in his final game for the Raiders tonight. And I would imagine that would take us back to a running clock situation, because the margin is again 36 points.
The Raiders have a first and 10 on the 41-yard line.
Weirnick still in the game. And he's taken down for a short loss of a yard on the play. So even though we saw Olson warming up, now here comes Betcher out and Wimmy out, and we also see Olson coming out. We also see 52 Wogan coming out, and Jason Weirnick. So there was your seniors starting the possession and then coming off. Likely their last play for the Raiders, and I know it's a bittersweet moment for them. Inside handoff goes back to the line of scrimmage. You know, there's been some disappointing results over the course of the season, but there has never been a question as to the Red Raiders' effort. There's never been a question of their desire to play hard and to make the effort to win. That has never, ever been in question at any point in time. So Benjamin Olson's out to play quarterback. He's 6'2". He is a 165-pound sophomore, and he would certainly have the inside track to be the starting quarterback as a junior next year. And he's rolling out under big pressure, going to run 40, 45, and pushed out of bounds along the near sideline.
Ben Olson
They mark it right at the 45-yard line. That's a pickup of 5 yards. It's 4th down and 6 for Lincoln. And they're going to punt it away. Cooper drops back there along with Aaron Frank to receive the Jason Wiernick punt. Another booming kick. Fair catch called for. Fumbled. Who's got it? I think the Raiders have it. I think Logan Betcher got on the football at the 16-yard line. He did. So the seniors came out after the first play. Many of them came back out to play on the special teams. Wiernick boomed the kick, and Betcher got down and recovered the fumble. That's nice to see that happen here.
Tim Rittenauer into Red Raiders. Dan Hammond in the game for Wisconsin Rapids.
And so the Raiders get it 1st and 10 after the turnover at the 18-yard line of the Cardinal. 6 minutes to go, 4th quarter, 42-6. Olsen gives it to Potter. Ryan battling. No, it's to the corner, and it's a touchdown by Olsen. Well, I thought he gave it to Potter. I was watching Potter fight in the middle. Benjamin Olsen, the quarterback, had the football. He went wide to the right, and he scored a touchdown from 18 yards out. Touchdown comes with 5:45 to go. (42-12). And the extra point is good. 42-13 with 5:45 to go. The extra point accomplished by Nathan Hepp. He's a freshman. Plays the linebacker position, also does the kicking duties. So it's 42-13. And with that score, we will again have a normal clock for, well, until it, in the event that the Cardinal would score and extend the lead again. So we will look here for a normal clock for the rest of the football game, don't we? Looks like number 7, Kristen Smith, is going to kick it off here. You were taking a look at
kicking off Red Raiders, number 7, Kristen Smith.
Trying to determine what unit that was of the Raiders. That was Coach John Russell. So he's the offensive line coach, so some of the offensive linemen. Now it's Jacob Mansell who's taking a couple of snaps. He's a freshman quarterback. Maybe he'll get to play if the Raiders get the ball back before this game ends. So now I'm a bit confused, fans, because the clock is rolling again and in a situation when it normally would have been stopped. So apparently at 29 points yet, we're having a running clock. Wolfel is the quarterback. Quinn Wolfel, he's a junior. Cooper hit and taken down at the 20-yard line.
There's the Hepp on the tackle. Coming from the Red Raiders is number 54, Levi Bishop. Number 75, Ian Miller. Number 9, Zachary Langemeyer.
second down play, 2nd and 7. Fake to Cooper. Wolfel's got it. Boy, he's got some room out there. Look at him scamper to the 40 and out across the 45-yard line. And I give a lot of credit to the Cardinal. They had a 35-0 lead at halftime. They came out, they started the second half. They had all their second line players in at quarterback, at running back, at receiver. There was no effort on their part to run up the score here tonight. And they respected the game and they respected the night, and we are thankful for that. 4 minutes to go. They have a new quarterback now, number 17, and a new running back, number 32, and he is out and on his way to the 30-yard line. That running back is Keon Jefferson, 32, Keon Jefferson. The new quarterback is Sam Fredrickson. Fredrickson is a sophomore, as is Jefferson. So they are getting those young men an opportunity to play. They make some changes, bringing Cooper back in the game. Fredrickson stays in at quarterback. He's a tall young kid. Look at him, 6'7". Fans, he's a sophomore, and he's 6'7". Look at him carry the football there. Spinning in the middle, still on his feet, and down to the 20-yard line. Now he needs to fill out a bit because he weighs 170 pounds on that 6'7" frame, but interesting talent at quarterback. It'll be interesting to see him come back here in 2 years when this Fond du Lac team returns to Southwood County 2000. 2:48 for the game. Fredrickson gives to Cooper, and he's down to near the 10-yard line.
First down. In Rapid, number 55, Jake Rucker.
Number of younger players continuing to get a chance to play here. Frequent substitution from the Raiders sideline. Bunch of freshmen and sophomores. Oh, look at the snap over Frederick's head. And going back, Fredrickson, excuse me, not Frederick, Fredrickson chases it down back at the 30-yard line. That is a 20-yard loss. And I think that will pretty well slow things down here with 1:48 to go. It will bring up a second down and goal situation. Second and goal from the 30. Fredrickson gives to Cooper. 25-20, 15-10, flag flies. He's to the 8-yard line, but the back judge throws a flag. And we'll see what this is. It's a face mask. Personal foul, face mask against the Raiders, which is going to set up a first and goal inside of the 5-yard line, all the way down at the 4-yard line. So 1 minute to go in the football game. Fond du Lac first and goal at the 4. Fredrickson gives to Cooper, and he goes to the goal line and in for the touchdown. Cooper gets the carry and the score, and with 42 seconds to go, it's 48-13 in favor of Fond du Lac. And Belke, nope, this is Cooper kicking as well, and he puts it through, 49-13. That is the final time that group of football players is going to get together as a team. The 2014 Lincoln High School Raiders football team, which after a 49-13 loss to Fond du Lac tonight, finishes their campaign at and 7. The seniors there enjoying that special and bittersweet moment of knowing their high school football careers are over. You missed only the last play or two, an inconsequential play or two in the Fond du Lac win because of some technical difficulties. We apologize for that, but we want to express our pleasure in bringing you Red Raider football all fall long here on River City's Community Access Media. For our videographer and producer Tom Locks, I'm Milt Van Atta. We will look forward to seeing you again real soon with more local prep sports action on River City's Community Access Media.